Hello, my name is Dom Slightham. I am one of the developers from RMSD, Real Mad Software Development, and today I'm going through our development walkthrough for Party Planet, our new exciting game what includes local co-op and online multiplayer for all the family to enjoy. Starting off with the main menu, with this we haven't got much of our coding implementation on here because we mainly use animations and graphical stuff, mainly developed by Sam, who is our design lead. So, for example, we managed to code a script what overrides the cutout mask for Unity's built-in cutout mask to allow for like a zoom in and zoom out kind of image. So what I'll do, I'll load up the game. So as you see, quickly went through. So we have these options here. This is event triggers, so when you hover over, it will change colour. So we're going to start. So we had issues with importing multiplayer into this build, so we have made multiplayer separate. So we have included this image to show that online isn't available for this build. So we have local and online. This is also using our event triggers for when the mouse is hovering over. So if we go into options, we have our music volume, what we can control, asset effect volume we can control, and windowed mode. We can't change it in here, but we can change it in our actual build. So now we'll take to local. Local co-op is basically using our input system, what is here. So basically whenever a player presses a button on the keyboard or game controller, they'll join. So if I press enter on the keyboard, player 1 has joined, and on my Xbox controller, player 2 has joined. This is the board, so basically players will be on here every single time they finish a co-op game. They will show their scores as player 1 or player 2, and whoever is winning will be the higher up UFO. So if we go on to bumper cars here, so we have players joined, so if we press enter, 1 player is joined, press A on the controller, 2 players are joined. So we have a timer to show how long the game has. One of our issues we noticed is that in our builds, our speed was slow. So in our game here, the speed will look probably like fast and like turn will look fast. But in our actual final build, the speed is fit for our like concept idea. So as you can see with the controller, I'm moving player 1 and then player 2 here. To get something like this, what we did was we have implemented scripts for each of our movement. So what I'll do, I'll load up our movement script for bumper cars. So starting off with bumper cars, we use an input handler what sends in our variables here. So this is what we'll use to determine when the player is using our input system to move or turn. Here is to add the force going forward and backward, and here's for turning. And then we use a player index to determine which player it is. So player 1 will be index 0 and player 2 will be index 1. So just scroll down here, we have collisions. So with one of our scripts we've done, so when they collide with the death box, they'll go to random spawn, so in our spawning like array. For player damage, we basically have a knockback, we have collision audio, and then here we determine which player gets the score. And then for the input system to work, we use enable and disable. If you don't have these in our project, well, in our script, sorry, our input system won't work. So we have to make sure that our functions are being enabled before running it. And then take you onto obstacle course. Similar setup to on the cars. So if I do players joined. So here we wanted to show off split screen for our cart functionality. So player 1 can move around like that, and then player 2 can move around like this. So we wanted to show two versions of our co-op. So one version just being a single camera, and then this version being split screen, just to see what people think of the two and to try and get an emphasis of what people like and don't like. So if I load in the obstacle course and the obstacle course movement, very similar to what we have done before. So basically we do the input actions, we have movement input being set through with our input system, and then add force to go forward and back, and then turn in to go left or right. And then here we have a checkpoint system where if I load it up here, it will basically be on the player. So when the player reaches checkpoint 1, his checkpoint will be checkpoint 1. So if the player dies after checkpoint 1, he will go to checkpoint 1. Same for checkpoint 2, and then same for spawn. Just so players aren't going right back to the beginning, it kind of adds a sense of like, well, if I feel like if people were playing and they kept on going back to the beginning, it will just cause like hassle, and like it will just be a long game when really we want mini games. So we did the checkpoint system work there. So this is how we have done our checkpoint system. And then the movement is quite similar. So thank you for watching our developer walkthrough. We'll also be uploading a developer walkthrough of our multiplayer game. So hope you like it.